I've just seen some people are free to share their relationships, some people aren't. I felt like I wanted to puke. He was giving me one word answers as if he did not want to talk to me. Like he legit did not want to talk to me. And I was like, and I literally just burst out crying when she said that in front of the whole school. And I was like, oh my gosh. DJ. I'm just trying to love you. Put no one above. I think that's about all I need. Look at me preparing for the video while you guys are watching. That is so unprofessional of me. And then, yeah, this is not a professional channel. That's all I'll say. Who can come for me? No one. It's my channel. I'll do what I want. Am I gonna include this part? Yes, I I'm going to die while editing this video. It's just gonna be so funny. I laugh at myself all the time. Does anybody else look back on it? I don't like doing this to my lip gloss. Does anyone else make a video and then they look back at it and they end up dying at themselves? Anyway, kids, let me stop doing that. I wasted so much time. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Ashley, aka Lechi, and that is on period. If you enjoyed the video, please do like, comment, share, and subscribe, and let's get right into the video. This nail came off. I went and bought nail glue. Anyway, kids, yes. How are you guys doing? I hope you guys are loving, living, and taking care of yourselves. So yeah. So I don't know what I should talk about first. I think I'll talk about it while I'm doing my hair. Anyway, guys, so I just remembered that I am a natural hair enthusiast, right? Enthusiastus? Yeah, I think that's what it is. I'm a natural hair. Do record. Alright. I just remembered that I'm a natural hair enthusiast, so I need to talk about natural hair here and there in case if anybody wants to sponsor me with natural hair products. So yeah, so today you guys are going to be moisturizing my hair with me. So this is how I moisturize my hair when it's in braids, right? So what I do is that I take water. I use this, honestly, I only got this because I wanted the spray bottle. So literally, this product used to be so good for me, but now it's literally water, literally. So I just got it because I wanted the spray top. Otherwise, I just take water. I take leave-in conditioner, whatever cream that you have, and I take avocado oil, whichever oil that you have, and then basically I mix them all together, and then I put them in this little bad boy right here. Call me ghetto, but honestly I still have the mousse. It's just in another container. I just literally again bought this for the nozzle because I can't find any way, because like every time I make this mixture and I put it in this spray bottle, it blocks the spray bottle, and then the bottle just the spray nozzle just breaks and I end up having to buy a new one. So I'm no longer gonna be putting this in here. I'm just gonna use this for water and whatever. So yeah, the product is still in here, but most of the time it has water in it. So yeah, basically I just use this in my hair. This is for my hair specifically, just my hair, and then I spray this in my hair basically, and the spray, I put this in my hair basically every day. Yeah, and then for my scalp, I have a serious scalp infection. I really do think that I have a scalp infection. So then it's actually a story. I asked my mother to get me tea tree oil. She comes back. And you gave me this. This is not the bottle that you actually, and the bottle, it's not the container that you actually bought. This is my own. By the way, I'm supposed to be timing myself. Jeez, hello. This is actually the a jar that I bought myself after I used the first one that she bought, because I saw that it actually really helps my scalp. And let's just talk about those who still believe that petroleum can block their pores. Honestly, it's not terrible for your hair. It just depends on who you are. I don't even know where that concept even came from, because there was a time when I stayed away from this for a long time, and even when my mom first got it for me, I was kind of like reluctant to use it, until I was like, you know what, let me just use it. She bought it for me, it's there, let me just use it. And I'm seeing that, you know what, it's actually not that bad. So I just don't think, like I've always said, if you watch my hair video, the first one, it's not that bad for you. So that is just it for me. So yeah, I put this in my scalp, not my hair, my scalp, every 3 days. I haven't been consistent and my hair has been flaking, so I've shown you guys what I use, and I'm gonna put it in with you guys. You guys are gonna put my products in my hair with me. I've already put this in today, but I'm gonna do it again so that you guys can see how I do it. It's very messy, but you know what, whatever. And yeah, while I'm gonna be doing that, you guys, I'm gonna be chit-chatting with you guys, you know, doing two things at once, you know, killing two birds with one stone, you know what I mean? Yeah. Okay, you know what, I'm just gonna watch the time. 10 o'clock, and I need to stop. Okay, many things. Okay, we'll try it. I'll talk about your baby wrong. Anyway. So yeah, this is my mirror. I'm gonna have it here so that I can see. This ambience is looking really nice, guys. Honestly, I really do think that I did a good job at getting these. Yeah, I've just seen some people are free to share their relationships, some people aren't. It's just hard because you share your relationship and then you have people asking you, yeah, you guys are such goals, you guys are doing so great, and then, you know, you just won't feel comfortable to talk about it. I feel like that's the problem with sharing a relationship on YT. So yeah, that is all I have to say on relationships. You guys will just have to figure it out on your own. I did that terribly, but you know what can I do? Yeah, so on to the real segment of this video. I am gonna be talking about boarding school. Okay, so if you watched my first story time, if you haven't watched it, please go back and watch it. If you watched my first story time, it was basically based at boarding school. So I'm just gonna talk about my boarding school experience because it was quite an experience. Kids, it was quite an experience, honestly. I filmed this video before, but I need to film it again. Yeah, so I'm just gonna talk about like boarding school experiences. So this video is basically like for people who are in boarding school or they're thinking about going to boarding school. Disclaimer, guys, this boarding school that I went to, it's literally in the Eastern Highlands. So if you're going to a school like Arundel or it's Chizzy, a boarding school in Chizzy, the environment might be quite different, because I went to Arundel from 1 to 2 and I was not a boarder, but I can tell you that the environment was very, very different. Where's the page that I wrote all my questions? But wait, I don't know what I was on the phone yet. But you see now, if I use my laptop, I won't even know where it is. But I'm going through the same problem right now. So what's the point of even trying doing like this if you're gonna have the same problem? Here it is. Anyway, I am so tired. We will film anyway. Because I'm on my period, guys. Honestly, and also because I went to work today. I don't usually go to work on my first, like my period starts when I'm not at work. So then now I went to work on my first day and oh, I'm just gone. Are we gonna stop filming? No. Yeah. Yeah, so yeah. So I'm gonna talk about boarding school, right? So boarding school was just a lot. I think if you have gone to those boarding schools, specifically mission schools, yes. Thing is, my boarding school wasn't a mission school. It was a private school because it was started as a private school, but it had a lot of mission properties. I think so. I think that's the case because I know some people who have, I don't know some people, but like I've heard of how some people talk about mission schools, and yeah. So if you go to a mission school, mission boarding school, this video is for you. If you can relate, yeah, whatever. Remind me to never film when I'm tired because this is actually very hard for me. Anyway, so I'm gonna go straight into it and I'm gonna talk about my first impression of the school. So then I went to this school, Riverside, not Riverton, there's a difference. Riverside College, just before you're about to reach Mutare, right? In this area called Odzi, O-D-Z-I, yeah. So when my mom told me I was going to boarding school, I was imagining Arundel boarding school life. Absolutely not. I don't even know where my mother found this school, but I don't know how she found it. All I know is that anyway, so when I first got to the school, this school is in the middle of nowhere. I'm trying not to be a snob. In the last video I was a snob. Anyway, so my first impression of the school was like, oh my gosh, it's so different, but we're gonna give this school a chance, you know? We're gonna give this school a chance and then we're just gonna see what it holds. And it was a mixed school. So like I said in my last video, that I wasn't used to being around guys. So it was kind of, I felt very shy and awkward and stuff like that. So yeah. So then, that's what the case was. So the first thing that I had struggles with was the schedule. I'm gonna answer the did I enjoy this part last. So the first thing that really confused me, when I say Arundel was so different from the school that I went to, right? And yeah, so when I first think about the schedule-ish, I was looking at it and I was hearing, first of all, I was hearing it from everyone. I was hearing things like waking up at 4, going to sleep, leaving the classes at 9 p.m. and I was like, whoa, guys, what? That's exactly what started happening. So the schedule was like, I think the first term for us was you wake up at 4 or 4:30, you bath, then you have to go to class to study for morning study at 5 to 6, right? And I think breakfast was at 6 o'clock or 6:30, I can't remember. I think it was 6, I don't know, something like that. So yeah, I don't know if that's how, at 4:30 I know definitely, 4 o'clock I know definitely it's not like that at every boarding school. Maybe mission schools 100%, but my old school did not do that. I know they used to wake up at 5, yeah. So then when I became a senior, like a form 4, it wasn't compulsory anymore to go to morning study, right? Yeah, well, it was, but you know, when you become a senior, things just change. Oh yeah, in winter also, yeah. So that was the thing that confused me. Like, I was like, I enjoy my sleep. Why is this happening to me? Like, what on earth? And I'm like, no, child, it's okay. It's okay. So that's that on the schedule. It was very different for me. I was so used to my bed and I was like, you know what, whatever. But yeah, the rooms were smaller than I expected. But it's okay. So I'm being a slob again. Sorry guys, when I tell you that I did not enjoy the school at all. I'm just gonna go ahead and say it was not at all what I expected from when I had boarding school. It's because like I went to Arundel, right? And it was just such a change from Arundel to going to Riverside. So I expected so much when my mom was saying that she was taking me to boarding school. Like I expected something like Gilchrist or something, but like we all know that probably would have been too expensive. So like I said, it's okay, right? So then honestly I just wish she had taken me to Gateway straight and not taken me here, but all things happen for a reason, you know. So yeah, also the stream above me at the time. Anyway, so I'm gonna go on to the next thing, which was the whole academic snow sports thing. And you know, this thing was hard for me. Oh yeah, back to the hair part. When you spray this in your hair, you have to make sure that you squeeze it into your hair so that it doesn't just coat your braids and it actually gets into your hair. Yeah, so now I'm done with the moisturizing part. I'm gonna get into my scalp. Yeah, I don't usually do them both, but like I said, I'm just doing it so that you guys can see. I'm gonna use the spray so that my scalp can be wet, so that it can also absorb all the nutrients and the oils from this. So back to what I was talking about, right? Hold on. Okay, it's that time that I need to stop filming and find my phone. So I realized one of my LED lights weren't plugged in. Much better. Well, they were, but they're plugged in the wrong way. Oh yes, by the way guys, my LED lights, they weren't broken, they were just plugged in the wrong way, because if you do physics or computer science, light emitting diode, a diode only goes one way. So if you do not connect them the wrong way, the power will not flow. Yeah. Where was I? I actually don't know where I was. Oh yes, academics, no sports. Yeah. So there's the academics, no sports side. So I'm gonna talk about where I came from. So I came from Arundel, where like of course there was academics, but like sports was also something that was so important. Like fitness was so important at Arundel, right? So imagine going to a place where they don't even have like grounds for you to go and, you know, do sports. I guess this video is mostly about like how the change really affected me, and hence why it was such an experience. So then like things were just so different, and also I was a basketball player. Like I was a mall basketball player, and I stopped being a basketball player because of going to this school. Well, not really. I could have continued, but there's another reason why I couldn't continue, which I will not mention in this video. So yeah, so like basically that entire thing, it was just so hard for me to process, because like I was just so used to like as soon as we're done with school, we have to go to prep, change, then go do sports. And sports like was so much fun. Like it was just so much fun, honestly. But that wasn't there. That changed entirely for me, and yeah. So it was like literally you wake up in the morning, you go for morning study. First thing, guys, these nails are gonna be the death of my own hairline. Yeah, you go for morning study, that was it, right? I think Riverton is somewhat the same though. I don't want to say, yeah, I think Riverton should be the same. I've heard something about Riverton, so yeah. Except Riverton is not mixed. Thank God. Yeah, so then basically that you go and you study. Then after that you have to you go for breakfast, then you go to class, your usual 7 to 10 break time, then 7 to 10, 11 to 1, then there's afternoon lessons as well, After then, you've got like an hour or an hour 30 minutes to just catch up with your homework, consult your teachers. After that, go back to study. And then seniors will be there until 9. Juniors, I think from 1 to 2. Yeah, from 1 to 2 would go 12 to at 8 o'clock. So yeah, and we would have kind of sports on Wednesdays, but it wasn't really sports, of course not. People would just literally go there to walk around and socialize and stuff like that. So yeah, can you see how my energy has actually changed talking about this? It was so depressing for me. I'm not even gonna lie, it was actually depressing for me. So yeah, that was that. And then like yeah, so I'm gonna talk about the environment. So imagine this, guys. You come from, I really do not want to sound snobbish, but this is what was going through my mind. You come from a school, rolling green, beautiful hills, beautiful infrastructure, an organized school. You come to a school where the grass is not green anymore. They just, yeah, it was just, the environment was so different, and also like it was just very, very different. It was so far away from home, and like it was just a very different environment. The people also were just very, very different kinds of people from where I came from. Honestly, when I left Arundel, I was very devastated. I was like, I loved Arundel so much, and I was so upset about leaving. But like I said, it's okay. Things happen for a reason. So the environment change was honestly the first thing that really got to my mental health. I could tell that my mental health at boarding school was not okay. And I think it's because of mainly the environment change. And the other thing, which y'all are not ready for. So yeah, you guys are not ready for what's coming. Like, yeah, please don't fast forward, listen to the whole thing. So yeah, the environment changing was just so difficult. Yeah, I remember waking up in the morning became hard for me at some point. That's how bad it was. So yeah, and then I'm gonna talk about my favorite thing, the food. If you went to a mission school, you know that the food be a guan. The food. When I tell you boarding schools, because the thing with boarding schools is that like they want to cook themselves, and yeah, it's not like they can't cook, but they don't know how to take care of food. Like they don't know how to take care of food. Like the first thing that I experienced in my first year, I was there for 2 years, was they weren't giving me enough food. I genuinely used to eat a lot. I can't say the same for now though, but I genuinely, at that age, I used to eat so much food, like, and I was like, these people are not giving me enough food. Like I remember I had an obsession over bread. They were not giving me enough bread, and I got so upset. I was catching feelings because the first time I went there, they were giving us, okay, I guess I can say they were giving us enough food, right? Then they reduced the limit, and I'm like, bruh, seriously? Like, why is there even a limit to begin with? It should be take however much you want, because you are a growing child. You should be able to eat however much you want. And also, they didn't allow tuck, and I'm like, excuse me, they. First of all, you limitate our food, then you tell us we're not allowed to have tuck. What? No. But people will still bring their tuck anyway. The first few terms I didn't do that because, you know, school, whatever. But then eventually I started doing it too. So I didn't bring much though, but yeah. So then, did I mention that we're at school for 3 months straight? We don't go home unless, you know, you can. But you don't go home, you're at school 3 months straight. It's another thing. We'd only see our parents in the middle of the term when they'd come and visit you, not you go visit them. They'd come and visit you, bring you food and stuff like that. Yeah. So that was the first thing with food, right? The amount thing was genuinely not enough. So yeah. And then in the second year, they used to have a caterer, right? And then the food quality got better for like a few weeks, and the caterer went. I guess they just couldn't afford it, right? So then that was that. And then I'm just gonna head back to the hair side, 2 seconds. So now that I'm done with my scalp, I'm just gonna massage the product in my hair. Okay, I'm done with the hair side now. I'm gonna go straight. I'm gonna continue with the shit. These nails, I promise you need to be careful. It's happened so many times now. Yeah. So I'm just gonna continue with the rest of the video. Itch. Having a scalp infection, guys. If you have a cure for this scalp infection, please send me your cure in the comments, because it is terrible, especially when I'm giving my hair treatment like this. Ugh. In this middle section, it's like I'm being eaten alive. Anyway, I'm just gonna stop for now. It will go away when my hair dries. Anyway, so yeah, so like the food quality it remained standard, but my problem was the chicken. Guys, if you are a cook, I'm not even a cook, if you are a girl who goes to the kitchen regularly, you should know that chicken is not to be played with. Like, chicken goes bad real fast. Even if it's in the freezer, if it's in the freezer for too long, it will go bad. Like, chicken is delicate like that. Like, you cannot just not take care. Let me put this down because I'm gonna keep staring at myself. Yeah. So like, chicken is just like, you can't with chicken. So like, the thing is, the chicken, I can't say it was bad, but it's like it was in a container that held chicken that was bad. So the dinner chicken, not the dinner one on Sunday dinner, the lunch chicken was doing fine, surprisingly, but the dinner chicken, I felt like I wanted to puke. And then after I left, I started hearing they were serving meat that had already gone bad. And they also started putting food coloring in rice. One moment you just have red rice on your plate, next moment you have pepper rice on your plate. And I was like, why are you doing that? So if you went to a mission school, you really know what's up with the food. If you're yet to go to one, prepare yourself, honey. Yeah. This is where we talk about my favorite part. Social life. If you watched my story time, y'all already know, but there's one important section that you guys don't know. I don't know if I mentioned it. I hope I didn't mention it. Mr. Derek, what's up? There's a Derek situation that was traumatizing. I'm not gonna explain it, go watch the video. Yeah. So then there's a situation in my social life. So the thing is, this is something that I kind of knew at the back of my mind, but I didn't want to believe it because, yeah. So then, and I think my mom also told me this is what's happening, but it was only confirmed a year later when I was in Form 4 second term. So I'm in my room in Form 4. Okay, so I think I don't know if I told you about this guy. I don't think I did. I think I did in the video that I did not publish. There was this guy. His name was also Derek. Not really, but they all had the same name. So this guy, Derek, he was new to the school. He was 2 streams above me, what. And then I just see this guy and I'm like, hi, which primary school did you go to? And he was like, I went to this primary school. And I was like, why? And I was like, oh, you look familiar. You look like someone who went to my primary school. Oh, who he looked like? He looked like this guy I had a crush on in primary school. So I was kind of hoping that it was him. Anyway. So my worst nightmare has happened. My phone stopped filming halfway through, yeah. And it didn't even let me know that my phone stopped filming. Oh, my phone is on silent. That's why. Hold on, kids. Oh. So my phone ran out of space. I should have probably cleared space, but I know there's enough space on my phone. And like the thing is, when I cleared space, like all the space, you know what? It's fine. There's space on my phone now. This phone is giving me so many problems. Anyway, so I have to talk about social life again, and the sad thing is the amount of emotion I had. You know what? I'll just do it again. I mean, I'm already so down in my feelings. So, yeah. So there was this, I was talking about how my social life, yeah, it was not giving. So the situation at hand was, there was this other guy, Derek. His name wasn't Derek, but they all had the same name as Derek, right? So then this guy Derek, he came to the school at the same time, not at the same time, like a few days after me. So then like, yeah, after that conversation we were kind of like talking like friends most of the time, and you know, yeah. And then literally I think it was a week or two later, I go to this guy like usual and I'm like, hey, how are you? I'm good. How's your day? I asked him about his subjects, kept on trying to talk to him. He was giving me one word answers as if he did not want to talk to me. Like he legit did not want to talk to me. And I was like, okay then. If you don't want to talk to me, don't talk to me. You don't like that, right? Of course I didn't the first time. I'm now remembering that I kept on attempting to talk to him, and I was trying to understand why would this guy randomly just stop talking to me. And then literally a year later, I'm sitting in my room and this other girl tells me, she's like, she speaks to all of us as a group, and she's like, I remember Ashley and Derek were friends last year, and then somebody went and told Derek some stuff about Ashley, which made him stop talking to her. And I was like, oh damn. Okay. I mean, like, brave. I mean, we're grown. Okay, we weren't grown at the time, Batish, but I'm like, okay. I mean, like, I knew it at the back of my mind. I just didn't want to believe it. And like another concept that my mother told me was, when I came, I was just so intimidating to the girls that they thought that I was gonna steal their men. And I'm like, I'm not here to steal your men. I'm here to learn. Like, seriously. So then, like, basically, yeah, they would mess up my social life by just telling maybe not just him, but so many other gents things about me which were just not true, which would tarnish my social life and stuff like that. And like, you know, it's just so hard because like, I just kept on wondering what's wrong with me, why are things being like this, like why doesn't anyone like me? And like, oh my gosh, my social life was terrible. It wasn't even just that. People would bully me, people would look down on me, people wouldn't want to talk to me, and there'd be people like, what's her name, Layla, with such blooming social life, and I'll just be here depressed as hell, not understanding why this is happening to me. Well, I have to go back to this again. I did it the first time and I have to do it again. If my mood has changed, it's because it's just so sad what I went through. Like, it's just so sad. Like, it's really so sad. Like, I didn't deserve any of that. Like, my social life was tarnished badly because of people. And there was actually a girl, I didn't mention this the first time, but there was actually a girl who actually, when she was leaving, right before she was leaving at the end of my form 3 year, she was like, we have to give props to Ashley because the way this girl is bullied, wow, she is so strong. And I literally just burst out crying when she said that in front of the whole school, and I was like, oh my gosh, wow, this is actually true, like, wow. So then, yeah, And like what hurt me the most is that like people who were my actual friends were telling me that, yeah, actually there's something wrong with you, this is wrong with you, this is wrong with you, this time the next thing. The only person who never actually told me that something was wrong with me was Kelly. Like Kelly was just such a great friend, right? It was just Kelly, because like Kelly would actually understand, like, no, your life is only like this because this is what people say about you. And she was telling me in such a sympathetic way, like, but there was nothing that she could have actually done about it. And that was like so hard for me. I guess that there were some times where there was something wrong with me, but that was just because I was trying to understand, like, why is this happening to me? Why is my social life like this? Like, why? So like imagining going through, coming from such a different environment, coming from like, I mean like having to deal with a change in schedule, a change in how things work, and having to deal with a difficulty in social life. And on top of that, Derek is making my life hell. On top of that, on top of all of that. So, and the drama at the school, I don't even want to start with the drama. The drama was mad, but I was never involved in the drama. So I can't really say much about that. The drama was fun, but I was literally dealing with my mental health the entire time. So yeah. So I hate how my mood has dropped because I'm just thinking about 15-year-old me going through all of that, and I just feel so bad for myself because it was hard for me. Like my mom was all the way there. I didn't have real friends. Oh my gosh, it was just so hard. But I mean, it built me to be a better, different person. Like, I learned how to be confident because of going to that school and not caring. I have OCD. Let's make sure this is still filming. Okay, we're still filming. I don't know how we're gonna work this out. This video is over 40 minutes long. We'll make it work. So like, it's just like so hard because but I am just happy because I'm confident because that school taught me how to just not care. You know what I mean? Like, I'm a very, very, very confident person now. Everyone says it, like, you're so confident, Ashley, I love your confidence. And it's only because of the fact that I learned how to do all of that. After I left that school, I went to Gateway because my mom could like, this school. And also because I felt sick and the school didn't act accordingly. So my mom was like, no, you can't stay here. No, get out of here. Let's go. So I went to Gateway. I loved Gateway so much, except for the last year when people started being fake. But Gateway was definitely a lot of fun. It wasn't 100% Arundel, but it was a little bit there. It was almost there. And it was sad because by the time I went to Gateway, I couldn't play sports anymore. That's another story for another day, but yes, that's how it was. But anyway, I went to Gateway and I discovered singing. I didn't discover, I just extended it. So yeah. So yeah, it's so funny how the first time I filmed this video, I was like, we've reached the part of the video that I don't like. Guys, be careful what you wish for. Cause then I was like, I don't want to stop filming, and then I ended up having to continue. Now I'm actually tired. I actually want to stop filming and go back to bed. Being a human being, being a female human being is the pics, honestly. So yeah, guys, not sadly anymore, gladly we have reached the end of the video. I'm so sorry I couldn't really, I think like the social life was so depressing. Now I just shortened it because yeah. So guys, I've reached the end of the video. I really hope that you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you guys learned a lot, whether if it's natural hair, whether it's about relationships, whether it's about boarding school. I hope you guys caught something. And yeah guys, thank you so much for watching the video. If you enjoyed the video, please give the video a thumbs up. Please comment down below what you want me to see next, and please subscribe if you want to see me again. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Bye.